Hi everybody, welcome to CI 3400, Policies and Practices in Educational Assessment. My name's Shannon Fitz. I'm going to be your instructor for this course, and I just wanted to introduce myself a little bit and give you a short overview. So I have been here at Appalachian State for about 10 years. I was an elementary school teacher before going into higher education, and I taught 3rd and 5th grades in Gallup, New Mexico and Santa Fe, New Mexico. So while I was there in New Mexico, I became interested in bilingual education and learning more about how kids from different backgrounds get along with one another and how that impacts their learning, how learning 2 languages is, what that looks like in schools. So that's my area of interest. I'm coming from an elementary ed background, and I'm interested in teaching languages, learning languages, and sort of language and cultural identity. So that's me. Like I said, I've been here in Boone for about 10 years now, and I have a partner, a husband, and I have a dog, and we don't have any kids. So I do enjoy getting out into the schools as much as I can, so I can continue to learn new things. This class is going to be 100% online, and it's asynchronous, and so what that means is we do not have a scheduled meeting time throughout the week. You are going to need to work on your own and pace yourself. I do obviously have due dates for things, and you should adhere to those due dates. And the reason why the due dates are important is because there are, a lot of you and one of me, and so I need to be able to read things and provide feedback in a timely manner. So just so you know, if you turn something in first, I will be reading that first. So I don't read things in alphabetical order, but in terms of the time that they're turned in. So if you turn something in later, you're going to be at the bottom of the pile on that. So here is our As You Learn course. We're going to be using As You Learn. That's how you're going to be submitting most things. And then you're also going to have to submit 2 assignments. When you're all done with them, you'll have to submit those to TK20. And we'll also be using Google Drive. So in this section, you can find this course overview video. As well, if you're not familiar with using Google Drive, it might be a good idea for you to check out some tutorials online. I have one linked here, or you can find probably other tutorials as well to learn how to use Google Drive effectively. This is a link to our schedule, so that you can have an overview of our assignments and due dates and what's going to be up for the course as a whole. And then finally, this is our syllabus linked here, and we'll talk about a couple of things on the syllabus now. So the main point for this course is to learn how to design assessments, and we're also going to be talking about mastery learning and standards-based grading, and that's sort of how our philosophy for this course is. So we're going to be reading 2 texts. The primary text for the course is the Chapuis, Stiggins, Other Chapuis, and Archer text, which I will refer to as Chapuis. Now, by the way, I may or may not be saying this woman's name right, but that's what I'm going with. And then the second text that we're going to be reading is very, let me see where I have it. Oh, sorry, y'all. It's a very thin little text that Hannah Reeder introduced me to. And it's so thin I can't find it. Oh, here it is. It's by Kathy Vatterott, and it's called Rethinking Grading. And we're going to read this, and you're going to do a reading response for this text. So please get both of the texts. If you have them, they're going to help you do better on all the assignments and get more out of the class. Obviously, being that it's an online class, very important that you have reliable technology, so that's here. There are basically 2 major assignments and then some smaller assignments along the way to help prepare you for the major assignments. This section of the syllabus goes over like things that you should expect and course policies. Please do read this over. Bottom line, for an online course, you pretty much you have to initiate communication with me. If you need something, please let me know, and don't wait or ask other people. Just ask me, and then I can help you out. And then, don't procrastinate your work. Try to schedule yourself out. Okay, I'm going to spend a couple of hours a day, or however works for you, but please try not to blob everything into one day of the week, because you're not going to get full credit for stuff if you do that. We'll either have 3 or 4 Flipgrid discussions. Flipgrid is like, instead of doing the discussion board, you're going to be talking your ideas and using a video. It's an online software program if you've not used it before. It's pretty fun. So we're going to be using that. Like I said, you're going to write a short response to the Vatterott text, and that's going to be worth 20 points. There are 2 major assignments. The first is the curriculum-based assessment, and that's the first one that we're going to be working on, and that is creating, like it sounds, an assessment based on curriculum standards. So we're going to have 2 sort of checkpoints where I can give you feedback on that project, and then you're going to turn in that final product to TK20. So there's that. And then the second major assignment, that is a course-alike assignment, is the assessing student learning. And for that, I'll give you some work samples. You'll be grading them using a grading guide and analyzing the students' work, and then giving the students feedback. So that one is for practicing analysis of student work and giving appropriate feedback, because that's one of the main things that we have to do as teachers, and that's the main idea behind formative assessment, is giving good feedback. So hopefully I'll be able to model that well as well. And then the other thing in here is the North Carolina Accountability Scavenger Hunt, and this is just to help y'all learn a little bit more about assessment and accountability in North Carolina. So overall, we'll have 300 points for our course, and so that's the breakdown of that. I have quizzes for each chapter of the textbook, and those are for you to, I find them useful for checking my understanding of what's in the chapter. I have some other little assignments that will also be for checking understanding, and not necessarily counting towards the summative grade. This down here describes our points and our grading scheme, and then all of the links to, say, ODS and the attendance policy and all that good stuff is down here. I guess the other thing to make note of is that because this class is required for all majors, everybody has to get at least a C in the course, so in order to pass and move on. And if you don't, then I think you have to retake it, and it might mess up your programs. Thanks for your time. Please let me know what questions that you have as we go along, and again, I look forward to working with all of you this semester. Thanks a lot.